Hi, I'm glad you're here. I hope you had a good day or are having a good day. So sorry about the odd postings last week. There was a project that took all of my focus, so it was a little odd for posting. This week should be back to normal Monday through Friday, and today we'll wrap up the 11 minutes for creating the future. So this is three sections, and each section is going to be about 3.5 minutes for 11 minutes total. Um, what was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so before we tune in, I just want to do a quick review. Eyes are closed throughout. First section, well, actually, for the 11 minutes, I'm going to change this up a little bit. We're going to maintain the same type of breathing, and I'll kind of I just lost my train of thought again. Sorry, this week is already starting a little bit oddly. Seems I used all my brain power with the project last week. Okay, so we're gonna inhale through an O-shaped mouth and then exhale through the nostrils for the first part. For the second and third part, we're gonna inhale through an open mouth and then you're gonna hold the breath as long as you comfortably can. For the second part, you're focusing on zero. And then any negative thoughts that arise, you wanna bring them to zero. For me, bringing it to zero means bringing it to a point of light so that I can then reorient to the positive or the future that I'm trying to create, which is the third part where we're going to be focusing on one word that you want to create. And this can be small scale, it can be large scale. So it can be perhaps you just want to create starting from this meditation, or perhaps you want a broader view. You're trying to create a broader knowledge base. You want more money, you want more luck or relationship, love. Maybe for the meditation, you want to feel more grounded, you want to feel more elevated, more compassionate, right? So you're going to pick one word that you want to focus on. But still, for the third, we're going to inhale through an O shape of the mouth. Hold the breath as long as you comfortably can. Wow, it is a rough day today. Speech is apparently not my not my jam today. Okay, so let me run through that again since there was a lot of weirdness going on there. Okay, so three parts. First part, inhale through an O-shaped mouth, exhale through nostrils. Second part is the negative. Okay, we're going to bring everything to zero. Now, that can be maybe for you, you see the number zero, maybe you see ether or universe. Maybe you also see a point of light. That's fine. You want to bring every negative thought that comes into your mind or negative state of being. Maybe you're in a lot of pain or emotional state. Maybe you're really angry. Okay, you want to bring all of these to zero. You're focusing on zero. Breathing still the same. You're still going to inhale through O-shaped mouth. You're going to hold the breath as long as you comfortably can and then exhale through nostrils. Third part is focusing on that one word for what you want to create, whether it's small scale just for the meditation, it's a bigger picture of what you want your life to unfold as or into. Okay, so again, still breathing through the O-shaped mouth. Hold as long as you comfortably can. Exhale through the nostrils. See, so the breathing style is going to stay the same. Eyes are going to stay closed throughout. We're just changing the focus for each section. We're going to focus on the breath, right? Life, where we are, move into bringing all the negative aspects or the challenging aspects to zero, whether it's mental, physical, or emotional, bringing all of it to zero. And then we're moving into what we want to create by focusing on one word. Something else I wanted to kind of elaborate on as far as how I treat the focus of the one word or what I'm trying to create. So the original way I learned this meditation was as beaming out. I don't really connect to beaming outward. So I changed it to be, I would bring the word into the center of my heart. You can do this from anywhere. You can do it from your third eye. Maybe you prefer to visualize it in your pelvis. Okay, so it can be anywhere. Maybe you're just looking right at it behind closed eyes. That's perfectly fine too. But what I do is I bring it into an actual state of being. So instead of it being beamed out of me, I'm I'm becoming that word. I'm experiencing what that word actually looks like, how it feels, what so I become the word itself instead of beaming it outward, because that feels like a detachment for me personally. So it has a deeper connection for me to visualize the word growing from within and then expanding out and changing everything outward from within. So I just wanted to clarify how I approach this. So just in case if that's something you've struggled with meditations as well, just a new approach you can try. See what works, keep what works, let go of what doesn't, and then build up from there. Okay, so now after my very long introduction, sorry about the long intro, guys, we'll go ahead and tune in. And I'm going to stick with a long Om again today. So if you want to tune in with a normal Adi mantra, the Om Namo Gurudev Namo, go ahead and pause here, do your normal tune in, then just come back to us when you're done tuning in. Excuse me. Everybody else, go ahead and rub your palms together, close your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale. And we'll tune in with one long Om. Om. Inhale, hold the breath, hold the root lock. And exhale. Okay, then go ahead and shake out your hands. And then I don't have any particular mantra that I'll be playing or listening to throughout this. So if you have one that you'd like to play, feel free to go ahead and get that going now so you can listen to it as we go through. So go ahead and close your eyes. Oh, and then your hands can be just held in your lap or in Gyan Mudra on your knees. And then of course, Gyan Mudra is the index finger and the thumb pressed together, and the other three fingers are straight up. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes. And then inhale through the O-shaped mouth. Exhale through the nostrils. This one's normal breathing, we're not holding just yet. And go ahead and go as long or as slow as you need to. It's not a competition, no rush. And keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep yourself grounded. It's a normal meditative posture. And of course, if you're in a chair and you're not in easy pose or full or partial lotus, you do want to keep both feet firmly planted on the ground. And then the O shape is just as if you're drinking from a straw. And keep your posture upright, don't round. You're doing great. Slow the breath if you need to. And remember breathing in through an O-shaped mouth like you're drinking from a straw, exhaling through the nostrils. Okay, last breath through the O-shaped mouth. Exhale through the nostrils, and then we'll go ahead and do that again. Now go ahead and inhale through an O-shaped mouth. Hold the breath as long as you comfortably can, focusing on 0. Bringing all the challenges, all the negativity, again, whether mental, emotional, or physical, to 0. Eyes are still closed. And then again, just exhale through the nostrils. So same breathing pattern. Inhale through an O-shaped mouth. Hold the breath as long as you comfortably can. Exhale through the nostrils. And again, find your own rhythm, find your own pace. This is, again, it's not a competition. No need to rush. Another way to approach this, if you're struggling to figure out how to bring the thought or feeling or emotion to 0, is you can think of 0 absorbing, maybe you actually see the number 0 absorbing the physical pain, the emotional pain, the mental pain. You can see the 0 as, just a giant white 0, and it's absorbing all of the physical pain, the emotional pain, the mental pain. You can see it just being pulled into that big 0. Might be another way to help you let it go while you're still meditating on 0. Okay, last round for this part. Inhale through an O-shaped mouth. Hold the breath, so focusing on 0. And exhale. Okay, so go ahead and we'll move into the last part. Go ahead and inhale through an O-shaped mouth. Hold the breath as long as you can, and then focus on that one word. Vibrate, become, beam out that one word. Remember to keep your shoulders relaxed, don't round, keep your posture upright. And don't panic if you can't find one word necessarily. Just reflect on what it is that you want out of this moment. Because you're trying to get somewhere, right? So what in this moment can you focus on to lead you to what you're ultimately trying to reach? That might help you think of one word that you can connect to. Okay, one more round. Inhale, hold the breath, focus on your one word, and then exhale through your nostrils when you're ready. Okay, and then for the last 30 seconds, I want you to sit and think about the one word that you chose. Where is that? Where is that going to lead you? What is that going to look like? Allow yourself to really sit with it and see how it unfolds. And then, see what comes up. See if that's really what's right, if that's really what's needed, or, is that aligned with where you're trying to get, or are you following someone else's path for you? And generally, if you notice your body, it's not necessarily just the emotions, but if your body starts to tense, that's an indication that there's something that might not be aligned with what you are actually guiding yourself to do. So it's nice to just sit within all of the different levels of yourself, the different facets, and what they're showing you, where you're at, where you're going, how they align, and how they conflict. So go ahead and inhale nice and deep, exhale normally. And just sit a moment, see how you feel. And we'll tune out. You can keep your eyes closed, rub your palms together, and of course, if you need to sit longer, please feel free to do so. For everyone else that's not sitting longer, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale. And tune out with one long sat nam. Inhale to begin. Sat nam. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this meditation helpful. Sorry it was a little chaotic at the beginning, just been that kind of a day, apparently, just kind of all the hectic kind of caught up to me all at once. So, again, I hope you found this helpful. And again, sorry about the wonky postings last week. This week should be back to normal, normal Monday through Fridays from here on out. And see you soon.